It's St. Louis.
Welcome to the A-Train Show. And now here's your host, the A-Train, Arlington Lane.
Yeah, true chatter. Yeah, I think it's time for more true chatter. Born every day, 100 new fake rappers. We got too many powers.
Welcome to this edition of the A-Train Show, the A-Train Arlington Lane. I'm actually trying, folks, to get the home base. I'm trying to get the home base, y'all. Listen, I am here. The show is live. You can catch the show right now on the X-Fan Show page. And we're also on Twitch, so you can tune in live as I'm speaking to you right now. Coming up on the program as I'm heading back to home base, we'll touch on one thing I don't like about St. Louis is these damn streets. These streets are horrible. They're horrible, horrible, horrible. People just flying through and everything, man. So I'm trying to get back to home base safely as I'm talking to you guys right now. Coming up on the program, got to touch a bit about what's going on in the WWE. Also, got to touch on what's going on in Major League Baseball playoffs. What in the world has happened to the Toronto Blue Jays? All of a sudden, they have not found a way to get things accomplished. Hi, Sandy. Good to hear from you, Sandy. They're not getting anything accomplished here in this LCS. And then we'll touch on the Dodgers getting the win in Milwaukee. We'll talk a bit on some NBA coming up, and then the No Fun League. We'll definitely touch on that. I got some games up on Spurs. You can't beat me. You can't beat me. That's what you get for saying all the little silly stuff that you've been saying about my picks. Another 10-win week season for me. And I feel bad for the good Reverend Doc because both of them had the same picks. So if they had the same picks, that means and they did. And I'm going to gloat about it when I get back to home base. Slightly doing it now. And also, I'll touch on some WWE, what's going on lately after what happened in Perth. And then there's some rumors that are going around about World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins at the moment. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get the home base. I'm almost at home base, but, I'm dealing with St. Louis city traffic. So that's how that's going to go. I'll be back in like five minutes. I promise. All right. I'm going to definitely get that back. I promise.
Hey, you know, Mr. C, when I was leaving my house this morning, the young lady I was with, she said that to my...
What do you guys want to talk about?
All right, back on this edition of the A Train Show, the A Train Arlington Lane. Finally got all of that together. So, back at it again. Whoa, before we get started, I want you to check this out. This probably one of the best moments. I'm going to take a trip to Winnipeg real quick. I want you to probably see one of the best catches you'll see in pro football all year. Check this out.
Here we go. Will Ford tips it up.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable by Wilson.
Didn't you see that? Ain't that crazy? How he sat there and was laser focused
on catching the ball, man, and it just stayed on top of that, man. Amazing. That was beautiful. Like, you won't see catches like that, but then you'll see catches like this.
Coverage, you got Chase up top. 5-man rush. Flacco to the air and caught. Wow! Chase with the touchdown reception. Doubled and grabs a 19-yard strike.
You get Jamar Chase. Amazing, ain't it? That's courtesy of CBS Sports, and then Winnipeg, that was courtesy of the CFL. Hey, baby, I'm amazed by this, and I hope y'all are tuned in with us right now on the show. Let's see where to begin. You know what? I want to talk about the playoffs, MLB playoffs, and this LCS stuff. What in the blue hell is going on with the Toronto Blue Jays, and why? And why are they getting the whipping of a lifetime? Somebody can somebody tell me? Anyone? I can't understand it for the life of me, man. I can't. Listen, I'm not gonna be mad because I did pick the Blue Jays and the Dodgers to be in the World Series, but if that's what it was gonna take, you know, I'm cool with that. But right now, Seattle is beating the dog sleeves off the Toronto Blue Jays. Like, they want it more than Toronto does. And here I am. I've been sitting there preaching about Vlad Guerrero is the future, and Cal Raleigh, who was an MVP candidate, is going to be coming in. And he's trying to steal his thunder. Game 3 is on Wednesday night. You know, Sandy, not because they just the Blue Jays. No. The Blue Jays aren't bad. Blue Jays, if I'm not mistaken, had the best record in baseball. They were tied with the New York Yankees. But, you know, it's the playoffs. That's what it is. You never know what's going to happen. Over on the NL side, you know, it's always great when the Cubs lose, but it's also bad when the Brewers lose because that's a Central Division foe, and you want to see them do it. There's history between the Mariners and the Brewers, and I want to see both of those teams. I would love to see that. Like I said, I want the Blue Jays, Dodgers, but if Mariners and Brewers get into the World Series, I'm cool with that too, because there's history between that, both of those cities. Instead, they're gonna blow up Wednesday night. We will see. I didn't want to do too much of a deep dive because game 2 is tonight. Make sure you check out Dodgers and Brewers on TBS. So yeah, that's it's a big one for the Brewers. If they don't come back, they're gonna face an 0-2 deficit, just like the Toronto Blue Jays are doing, losing both their games at home. So there's that. All right, man, it's just so much going on right now. Did I hear that correctly? You in the building? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Doc's in the house. Bring him in.
What's up, man?
What's going on, sir?
Man, it's good, man. How you doing?
You know what? I'm good. I'm not happy with I'm not happy with baseball, but I'm sure happy with football right now, sir.
Yeah,
I'm
your picks worked out well. Mine didn't.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I was very ecstatic.
Of course.
He was not, because I told him, I said, listen, the Monday night games is going to be the tricky ones. I said the only one that messed me up was Washington. Okay. I said the
Yeah.
Falcons was going to win because it was going to be a Monday night game. It's going to be a big one for them. And then Josh Allen was going to drop the ball. I know he wasn't going to take this other one because it's his team. But I told him that Carolina was going to beat Dallas yesterday. And they pulled it out.
Yeah.
So you can't even get mad about that. All right.
I'm really not. I expected it. I mean, I'd be trying to give hope where hope is not found. However, it is what it is.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to find my notes. I had it right here with me.
We live, we learn, then we get loves.
Okay. Now, I don't know what your record is overall. I don't know what it is.
We ended. We've been off the show for a couple of weeks. Yeah.
So it's been hard to keep up with the records and stuff. But I'm gonna go back and find it. So,
all right.
8-7 was Bailey this week, and
horrible.
A-Train himself was 11-4. So right now, between the two of us, there it is. There's the numbers. I was shocked. That Seattle got the Jacksonville Jaguars. I did. I was shocked at that one. That was crazy to me. It's like I get that.
Ooh, that looks so bad, dude. That looks so bad. Yeah.
I was going to get a win. I told you the reason why. I said Seattle's going to win just so for this week they'll lose against Houston. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen.
We'll see.
I said that. But the other one that shocked me, what was that? They got both of y'all got Tampa. I was like, dang, because I didn't know, and I didn't know that Mac Jones was going to fluff it up like the way he did. I got KC over Detroit. That was the other one.
Yeah, I messed that one all the way up. I just knew Detroit was going to get them.
Not in Kansas City when everything on the odds was already against them from the get-go.
Well, that's the whole point. You just expected them to have another fumble and fallout, but they obviously. I'm gonna tell you. Excuse me. Let me tell you who really helped this team. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Pat played like Pat of the first Super Bowl. And he looked good. He looked really good.
Exactly. And I think right now, as we're sitting here going into week 7, you still don't quite know who the pretenders and the contenders are just yet. It's just a third of the season. That's been going on.
Stuff is still up in the air.
It's still up in the air for both sides, even with Philly. We said about Buffalo. They just dropped. Both teams have dropped 2 games in a row since they both started 4-0. So now when we're looking at with these squads that they're human, I think now we'll see if there's going to be a progression that comes from that going in to week 7.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, dude. You 8-7 too, brother. You 8-7 too. That's my co-host on the X-Fan Show. And then make sure you tune in to Outlaw Sports tomorrow night at 6:00, right on the X-Fan Show page. But yeah, you just don't know what you're doing, bro. I'm 6 games up on you, bro. 6 games, cuz. Gotta catch up.
Horrible. Just horrible.
Like dudes, I'm a picks. That's not how this works, bro. You make the picks and you be right or wrong with it. So I gotta catch
this call. Give me a second.
You can handle that. He can handle that. Like catch the call. These talking about some fake news on my picks. That thing at the bottom says 11-4. I can't read it. I wish I could, but it's okay. I ain't gonna worry about it. But my paper here, it states that you're 11-4, sir. You said you went defeating this bull crap. That's bull crap, and you know it. You on that crap today. I understand. I give him hell on his show when he's doing it on Monday and Wednesday night. So it's nothing wrong with me. We're going to do a little back and forth as we're doing this show right now. All right. Big ups right now, big ups to New England. New England is doing quite well for themselves, and are challenging the Buffalo Bills right now, because the Jets and the Dolphins, they just horrible. And I don't think they're going to make any noise to gain anything further for them along the way as the season progresses. I don't see a turnaround, especially when you got Tua Tagovailoa going after players saying that they're not involved. Sir, I understand you are the leader, but you also need to take some blame for what's been going on with your situation with Miami. It's the coach's fault and it's the player's fault. Y'all not coexisting. So we can sit here all day and say the Baltimore Ravens are the most disappointing team because they haven't pretty much gotten together. Even when Lamar Jackson was healthy, it was looking bad, you know. But at the same time, let me go to the camera that just started moving on me. And I can't wait to get Doc back on because I want to hear his thoughts when we start talking WWE, especially what happened in Perth. But back to the football here, like teams like Seattle's been a surprise. Of course, Jacksonville has a surprise. I'm glad they took an L because I can tell you, he's just helping out. He's just helping out the Texans' chances. And considering right now, there's going to be 8 teams fighting for 7 spots. Right now, as we sitting, there's going to be 8 teams fighting for 7 spots. 3 in the AFC West right now. There's probably going to be one in the AFC North, 3 in the AFC South, and then we got 2. I got North and 2 in the AFC East. Sad loss last night for my Bills. We are self-destructing, but hope we do a deep dive during this bye and make a move to give Allen some help. It's just was something about Atlanta having a Monday night game, and it was going to benefit them. That's my belief. That's how I feel, and that's my story, and that's what I'm sticking to. I really do believe there was it was just I just had a feeling about Monday night, and I really believe that it was going to go down in Atlanta's favor. As we continue on, listen, you know what? Shout out to them. I'm not a big fan of Kansas City, but they got the dub on Sunday night. I know the Lions is too big of a game for them right now. Too big. And that wasn't going to go in their favor. You can say what you want about the refs. You can say what you want about I didn't think they had a whistle blown against them on on Sunday night game. But the two teams, if they still continue to do their business, the Chargers and the Broncos, they can potentially keep the Chiefs from getting in. But you still have to win ball games at the end of the day. And I know these two teams are going to be facing off once again. You know, the Chargers got the Chiefs the first week. And so they're going to be playing again for certain. I think it's in Kansas City this time. And then you have with the Broncos and Chiefs, and you know the Broncos really want to beat down the Chiefs again. They want to get them. And a lot of people are tired, especially in the AFC West, are tired of being the Chiefs being on top, but that's how they roll. And the Raiders is just the Raiders. Just the Raiders, man. It didn't matter who was the head coach of this squad. It wasn't going to do anything to benefit them at all. Oh, and Michael, if I did do something wrong on GS's page, I do apologize. I just want to let you know that up front. All right. But for the Chiefs right now, they looking nice. I can't even be mad about it. You know what I mean? I can't even be mad about this, yo. Like for real. Where do I want to push on from here at this? I feel bad for Tennessee. They just fired and fired head coach Brian Callahan. I'm gonna be honest. I did not see that coming so early. I was looking for them to fire him after the season was over. But they said they don't believe in his vision. They don't believe in his vision. And so, sorry, I had a call coming in. So text real quick. They didn't believe in his vision, and they felt like he was not going to be, of course, not going to be the man for the job. So now it's going to lead to another head coaching search, which I feel bad for Cam Ward because he was just getting involved with Brian Callahan, and the Adams family had no problem just going ahead and cutting their ties with Brian Callahan. So Titans fans, you may suffer a bit. And I'm shocked that they didn't give Callahan that long, which makes me now wonder about Aaron Glenn's situation in New York. They haven't won a game yet. And I know Woody Johnson is a little different from, I feel Woody Johnson is a little different from the Adams family. And no pun intended with saying that. But I really believe that change is coming in New York. And the Giants aren't careful. Same is going to happen to Brian DeBoll too. And you know, the only New York team that still got it going on is the Buffalo Bills. Because they're an actual team that's actually in New York. That's something, even though they lost. But it's still something to embark on. I just got a text message. If you have checked out the X-Fan show, what's going on, Wyatt? Good having you on board, man. It mentioned about the Continental Football League. We touched about that on the X-Fan show. We've had Commissioner Mike Kelly on the program, and then we just had on last week we had Quincy Workman from Texas Syndicate, who's also part of the team. One of the things that they're mentioning right now is this shift of sorts with the Continental Football League. So, and I think we'll touch a little bit more about it on Thursday night, but I want to give you a little bit of insight. They're trying to do something similar to what the Canadians do with their game at the CFL, 3 downs instead of 4. That has always been an interesting, intriguing thought of mine, is what that looks like. And if you watch CFL games, that's actually pretty cool because it makes you strategize a whole lot different for 4 down territory, and now it's 3 down territory. and then dropping the play clock to 20 seconds. So it looks like the Continental Football League wants to speed up the game. I don't have anything wrong with that. If it's still exciting football, there's nothing, I don't have any issue with that. None. I don't want to make it seem like it was gimmicky. Even with the XFL back in 2020, they were doing 25-second play clocks to speed the game up. They wanted coaches to be more creative. They still did the 4 downs, but those are the things, in football leagues, professional football leagues, that we're seeing, that we want to know what's the best rules to make the best game. And I really believed in 2020 the XFL had the right gameplay and the right setup, and it took 2 years for them to make that work. I wish that even going into now, they would have kept a vast majority of that concept going into the UFL, but that's neither here nor there. This was about the Continental Football League and what they want to do to speed up the game, and being a regional league that it was in the past, they're trying to do the same effect now going into 2026. All right, but enough about that. I'm going to step aside for just a brief moment, get some things together, and come right back with more of the A-Train Show. So stick around. back on this edition of the A-Train Show, the A-Train Arlington Lane. Thanks to all of the groups that participate with the A-Train Show. That thanks to GSPN, Pigskin and Chill, Real Deal Sports in St. Louis Sports Talk, Knucklehead Sports Page, Grill Chat Sports in Vegas. Thank you so much. Ladies, congratulations to your teams making it to the LCS. I didn't get a chance to throw that out there when I was talking MLB, but I wanted to make sure I did. Mo's big fan of the Mariners, and Mo's a big fan of the Dodgers, and Mel's a big fan of the Mariners. That'd be fun if those two teams do get at it, because then it's a little mini rivalry between the two, and see who's going to one up one another. And that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I would love to see that happen to them. So shout out to Mo and Mel over at Grill Chat Sports in Las Vegas. All right. As we continue on with the show, I'm still 11-4. Those guys are 8-7. And on the NFL picks, we're going to get to those picks on Thursday. But I want to touch a little bit on what's been going on in WWE. And surprisingly, I said this. I really said this before that this was going to happen. And that was the vision breaking up, that Bron Breakker was going to break off from Seth Rollins, because there were times during the course of the storyline that Seth felt like he was the reason for their successes. And, you know, you take it for what it's worth. But there's rumor, there's injuries that happened to Seth Rollins. That's the rumor that's going around now. And then they're finding a way to get him off television, which means if that's the case, the world heavyweight title is now up for grabs. The betrayal enough is as shocking as it was. And Bron Breakker taking the heavyweight title and hoisting it up. And I'm sitting back and I'm looking at this like they see something in him anyway. And anytime you get the littlest opportunity, because somebody is hurt and they can't perform, you got to put it on the next guy, right? So I don't think Bron Breakker is going to, if he is the guy, that's because, be honest, I think Scott Steiner is pushing Triple H to do that, to see what that looks like, because he has been NXT champion before. But honestly now, there are two things that could come from this. You either place Bron Breakker in that picture, you get somebody to come in there and cause a distraction. And the man that I can see being a total distraction for Bron Breakker is Obafemi. Now I get it. Obafemi on this past week, he had battled Omos. Hear me out. Is Apollo Crews still around? Because if Apollo Crews is still around, he would make a great manager. Or Big E. Big E went on Stephanie, and I throw his name out there because of this. Big E went on Stephanie McMahon's podcast and in a certain amount of words announced his retirement from in-ring wrestling. He's done. We ain't seeing him come back. He's saying it's over. I don't know how to take that because I still think he has something left in him, but I think he's thinking more about his health and his strength, and he wants to continue on that path. Why are you calling me in the middle of this broadcast and you've been watching me? So, unless you got some news for me, text it to me. I can see it. But Big E working with Omos and Obafemi. He's the manager. And you can place them up against the New Day. Just listen here. Look. You got a dominant tag team right there, right? You can finally get somebody knocked off the Judgment Day, take those belts. They can be faces right now if you want to make them, or you can make them heels and make and turn them. But anything to attack and get the belts off of Judgment Day. You got a tag team that's sitting right there, right in front of you. I get it, because Omos and Obafemi, they're never gonna have a match where it's going to be clean, or it's going to be good with it's going to be entertaining, but I don't think it's going to have an ending to it. They two big cats. So the best thing you need to do is go ahead and pair them up, let them dominate the tag team division, unless you had them as fighting champions, because you ain't doing that with the Judgment Day, because you have nobody for real besides the New Day. And who want to keep them fighting the New Day all the time? There are no tag teams on Monday Night Raw right now that they can face where it just seems legit that somebody can challenge them to take the belts off of. Unless you decide you want to do Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker, and then give Bron Breakker an opportunity at getting the World Heavyweight title. But there's a guy that's from Chicago by the name of CM Punk who really did not get his opportunity. And even though they're saying he's now the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title, he still had to do a fatal 4-way. And then it's just like everything is coming back to what it once was. Like things are being pulled. Because every person in this World Heavyweight title picture has something to do with Roman Reigns. Still. It has not stopped. You can anger everybody and put the World Heavyweight title on Roman Reigns. Like, I would want to see what would that look like without Heyman. Listen, I'm talking about we've seen it before, but I'm going by off of the Bloodline storyline, and now what Solo is doing, they didn't change their tune, and now they're the Guerrillas of Anarchy. I think that's what they're pulling now. So that problem on SmackDown. Interesting to see how well all that would kind of shake up. And then, are they on Twitter? I need to know. No, they're not. Okay. Because I seen something on IG, and I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, like, man, this is really about to be over. It's really gonna be over soon. And I'm gonna pull that up, share the screen here. I don't know if y'all can see that. He got 4 days left after Perth. 4. And he's done after that. So Boston, said Boston, New York City, San Diego, Washington, D.C. And it's really going to be over after that. And shout out to Cena and AJ Styles putting on a banger. And here's my thing. I have given giving my money $30 to watch it. I understand I go to different other sites to go watch this stuff. But I wanted the real thing. So, you know, I'm not going to give $30 to ESPN just to watch pay-per-views, knowing I can watch other things and watch it on cable. I think it's silly. But those that do it, enjoy it. Don't let me be the Debbie Downer or the Dennis Downer for you guys enjoying your pay-per-views, however you like to enjoy them. If y'all have links that y'all want to give me on where to find to watch the game, to watch these pay-per-views, send them to me. Send the expandshow@gmail.com. But yeah, man, like there's so many possibilities here with what's going on in WWE. If there is a legit injury now for Seth Rollins, who would you put in the hands of the World Heavyweight title? Who can carry the company? You want to see what CM Punk looks like with that? Jey Uso has had it. LA Knight hasn't had it, and they keep putting him up there in main event status. There are people that were pissed off that Tiffany Stratton did not win the Crown Jewel Championship. I'm here to tell you on this show, she did not deserve the Crown Jewel Championship. Stephanie McMahon is a better wrestler than Tiffany Stratton. That's what that was. That's what that is. And that story continues to go on. Recapping all of that, glad to see that Io Sky and Rhea knocked out the Kabuki Warriors. I expected it. Bronson was going to knock off Roman Reigns. I don't think they was going to let him lose in his home country. And plus, Roman was already up 1-1. So I don't think there is going to be there needs to be a third match between the two. Whether you put it on Raw, you put it on SmackDown, wherever. I don't think there's another pay-per-view coming up for them until Survivor Series, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. There's not another one until then. Oh, that's where you do it. You do it in Salt Lake City. It's Saturday night's main event. That's where you should do that. Let Roman go down to Utah and fight off. So that means Cena will not be at that event either. Hear me clearly. Cena will not be in Utah for Saturday night's main event. Especially if the 4 dates that he got is Boston, New York, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. But makes me wonder who Cena's final opponent is going to be. Will it be Brock Lesnar? Do I want it to be Brock Lesnar? And I hate that AJ Styles and Cena put on a banger globally and didn't do it in the States. I think when it got a bigger pop. But then again, I'm learning that WWE globally is better than statewide. Take it for however you want. You can take that however you want to take it. Statewide, It's not as good as it is. And if it is statewide, it has to be in 3 cities where they do very, very well. And St. Louis is not one of them. H-Town is not another. It's 3 cities where it's like the best crowds. This is just my opinion. And it's the top 3 cities in the country. New York, Los Angeles, Chicago. Like if they would have put a banger on in Chicago like that, yes, that'd have been epic. And I don't know. There's a lot going on in WWE. And just gonna have to go for the ride. I'm sorry I'm not paying $30 for it, but I'm grateful for social media on WWE or WWE social media and keeping me abreast of what's going on. I get it. It doesn't tell the whole story, but it tells me enough of what I need to know and to me to drum up my thoughts on what that could look like. So yeah. Again, tomorrow night is Outlaw Sports with Spurge at 6:00. I think the 18 is going down at 7:00, or I think tonight. I think it's tonight they're going down. So make sure you tune into them. I'll be back on Thursday. Something to cut out of here, man. I got other stuff I got to do. And unfortunately, good Reverend Doctor had to slide out. All good, but the 2 records I got combined with him, I got 8, 7, 9, and 7. So 17 and 14 is where he's sitting at. I'm sitting at 57, 35, and 1. That's good. That's good, Doc. That's good. You really getting good at this. And then so we'll do that I'll do it on Thursday show. Bailey, and if he doesn't appear, then I'll just do it on the X-Fan show Thursday night. Make sure you tune in to us. You can go to X-Fan show on Facebook, Twitter, and there it is, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Stay tuned because some things about to start getting removed and whatnot, but not because it's for purposes for ourselves and whatnot, man, because it's a lot when you do this kind of stuff. So, all right. Pulling in on stop. Oh, before I get out of here, rest in peace to the families of Diane Keaton and R&B singer D'Angelo, who just passed away at the age of 51 from pancreatic cancer. Crazy, we losing all of our legends and stars in 2025. Yeah, so it's really hard to believe, but just make sure you're around somebody you love on them while you can, while they're still here with us. All right. I'm down for my people. Apparently I'm getting in trouble for these phones are already playing. All right. This is the A-Train signing off. We'll catch you for another edition of the A-Train Show on Thursday. All right. Right here on the X-Fan Show pages. And thank you, Gateway Sports. Thank you so much. Catch y'all on Thursday.